Wait, why do you? Oh my god,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that is way too loud, dude.
But it's
That
awesome
was
as hell.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Random Encounters, episode 11. I guess we're back to just calling ourselves that now because we haven't picked a real name. I'm one of your hosts, Dan, alongside with can't even bother to actually stop playing a video game to be on a podcast, Steve.
It was in the middle of a boss fight. Give me a break.
Likes hot, but not hot, Mex.
yo.
And that mic is a lie, Jeff.
It's not plugged in. It's too lazy to move it.
How you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Oh, today fucking sucked.
Ugh. Yeah, spending a day at home with your kid. Is she pooping at least? 'Cause the last time I spoke with you, she was having some hard time pooping.
There's still issues.
What is going on with the camera, Steve? What are you doing over there?
He's like frozen a little bit.
I'm not doing anything. What are you doing?
Are you like opening and closing 1,000 applications?
I'm staring at you guys.
I let
Maybe
him
you
borrow
just
my
be
last
really
webcam.
still.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm looking at the bottom of Discord and it says video connected, but the strength is in the red.
Hmm,
Okay.
So
So you'll be the
That's-
2 frame per second today, I guess.
exactly.
I guess, I mean, as far as I can tell, you guys are moving all right, and I'm moving all right, but it's showing me through my own camera,
it
not through
was-
the stream.
It was fine till he played that bomb ass intro.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Do you want me
true.
to play it again? See if it comes back? Maybe
You
a
can
little bit
play it
quieter this
if you
time.
knock it down to like 10% of what you.
It is really loud. I have to re-encode that.
Dude,
I like it.
was Horrible.
That was like the only stinger like royalty free in the YouTube library that I liked. What have you guys been playing, Steve? Anything?
I've still been playing when I'm able to. Wildlands, but I'm at the point where it's still a lot of fun, but if a new game comes along, I'm kind of like, ooh, maybe I should play that. And the sort of honeymoon period has worn off, so I'm starting to see some of the faults in the game come out now that, you know, I've sunk a lot of hours into it. And particularly the AI, because we were talking about this before. The AI
I thought you had those guys turned off.
No. The AI for the enemies
Oh, okay.
is not great. So like, early in the game, you really can't take a hit. Like if you run out of ammo and somebody walks around a corner and lights you up, you're just dead. Like there's no coming back. Now I've got a little bit more leeway because I've upgraded like my armor to the maximum, but it's still pretty shaky if you get into a firefight and somebody comes up behind you. But taking bases, which is most of the game, is kind of easy if you know what you're doing, because half the game I just go in silent and shoot everybody and hope I didn't get caught. And it got to the point where I realized that like they're pretty blind and deaf and dumb to you for the most part. Like I walked in with a unsilenced sniper rifle that's loud as fuck because I actually own one of these things, and I'm like 5 feet outside the base just going blam.
Does it
Blam,
fire
just-
off our stinger every time you pull the trigger?
Yeah, pretty much. And like there's two guys next to each other and I blow one away and the other guy's like, what's that? The base is now they suspect somebody might be around. I'm like, yeah, no shit. There's a guy literally just firing huge fireballs and echoes into your base. And when they do spot you, if you're like outside, they run to you, but they're not smart, so they all take the same path, and they do that thing where you have like a conga line of assholes, and you just sit there and mow them all down.
like some of those Hitman 2 or Hitman videos where it's just like a parade of NPCs that come in and they just build a mountain of dead bodies around them.
Yeah, pretty much. And so if you take out the bases, if it has one, like a radio so they can call in reinforcements, which is super easy because you have a drone and my drone has an explosive on it, so I just fly it in there, find the generator, blow it up, and then I'm just like, all right, come and get me, and they all just come out and just machine gun them all down, walk in and take what I want. And I'm like, the AI is not smart. Like all they really needed to do was, if there was like an AI manager, start spreading them out. Be like, have 5 people go out the back of the base and then flank around either side. But no, they're just like, we know he's there. Everybody now automatically knows he's there in the entire base, so they're all going to make a beeline for you.
So, like, I have a game idea for you. What if somebody was controlling that AI? What if, like, not specifically the individual players, but like a RTS style where they could send troops
Like
around.
Zombie U.
Oh man, I haven't
Yeah,
heard that game in a
that's
long time.
that is not a
But
new
without the
concept. I thought that was one of the ideas behind like one of the Left 4 Deads before they made 2. I thought they were thinking about having somebody be like a manager so you could set off waves in certain spots or spawn some of the specials.
well, goddamn it, Steve! I thought I had a great idea, but I guess it's already taken.
Yeah,
Like, Dungeon Master mode or something.
yeah. So I think people have tried to do that. I don't know if there's issues with it, but just the individual combat AI is not so smart, and that kind of leaves you in a shitty place because the difficulty doesn't change their intelligence, it just changes their inherent accuracy and damage and potentially like their toughness towards your own bullets, but they're not any smarter. So it's like you could play on hard mode, but that just means they don't shoot at you, they just shoot you. So,
Time
and
to
then
find the new game.
well, I haven't been able to play a lot of PC, but I have been playing.
If you don't
what the
say
hell's it
Ding
called?
Dong XL right now, I'm gonna be really upset with you.
No,
Shit, I gotta
actually,
add that to my list.
it's a callback to our like episode 1 and 2, Night of the Full Moon. It's kind of like the proto Slay the Spire, but it's never left my phone. And I opened it the one day sitting on the couch, and they made a whole bunch of updates and difficulties for when you beat it. And I actually have a legitimate game achievement where I beat it on the hardest difficulty on like one of the classes. And it was one of those times where like I figured out the game. I knew how to play the class. I knew what I needed. Like it all clicked, and I ran through it, and I was really happy to do that. So that's
Good
probably
stuff.
the only mobile game I've ever played that's been like worthwhile.
There's some premium mobile games out there that are worth your money, but they're hard to curate through the piles of shit that's out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna gloss over that he came up with the perfect podcast name, Conga Line of Assholes.
Oh my god! Tune in next week.
For
All
Conga
right.
Line.
You need to set up the video so we're all in a column. So,
I could do that. I could do that.
Make the background Tetris.
Ooh.
Now that so you just segued us right into the perfect storm here. I'm pretty sure I know what the other 3 of us have been playing all week.
all right, I'm gonna go back to Dungreed while you guys are busy.
This is the part where he takes a nap for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Tetris 99. Oh my god.
Okay, so before you guys go wild on it, somebody in layman's terms describe Tetris 99 to me, because I've got an idea, but I don't know anything about it.
Have you ever played Tetris?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever
So
been
the-
frustrated by 99 other people?
That's called life.
The basic
Then you gotta play Tetris 99.
yeah, the game is you're playing Tetris, except other people can add blocks to your like underneath your gameplay basically. So
is
it
kinda
makes you
like-
reach the top quicker basically.
So is it kind of like I mean, I did once or twice play like Dr. Mario or whatever when you have that 2 players and
Mhm.
like the one player can fuck with the other player, but now you have
The
99
same
people.
rules as 2-player
Yep.
Tetris,
Yep.
except there's 99 other people that can potentially fuck your day up.
Okay.
And it's a lot of
All
fun.
right. Now I got it. Now I'm going to go play my game. Thanks guys.
Max, what have you been playing? I'm dying to know.
Outside of Pokemon, you mean?
Outside of Pokemon, I mean, 'cause I
Tetris.
get the
Tetris.
notifications.
So we do have 2 Switches, and Sarah decided to buy the online service for Nintendo just to play Tetris 99 on the other Switch. So we're both playing.
Sarah, mind you, who does not recognize my first place finish.
Yeah, she does not recognize your first place finish when you were what, level 3? She just
4.
4. Okay, I'm sorry. She
Did
got
you get it through some bullshit means?
No, the game
No.
just stopped and I was pissed off.
Oh
And then I was
yeah,
like,
I
"Oh,
mean,
won."
she got a first place finish yesterday. I think she was like level 22, maybe something like that. But yeah,
26, I believe.
26. Yeah, I don't know.
I was informed. my
She was
inferiority.
she was really upset at me yesterday because at the end of the stream we were talking about Tetris while I was playing Pokemon, and somebody asked me who was better at Tetris, me or Sarah, and I said, you know, we're both equally good. We're about the same. And then she walks over and she's like, yeah, I just won. So I mean, I guess she'll take the crown for who's better at Tetris at the moment.
Well, Jeff, before we completely just
Nerd out
lose our
about
minds over
Tetris.
Tetris, what else did you play this week so we can just get that out of the way?
All right, buckle up. I got a list here. So I got the new computer. I've been playing around with a lot of shit that I haven't really got to. So I'm just gonna run down the list. Anything sounds interesting to you, let me know. I'll give you some
Okay.
thoughts.
Sounds good.
I played some Mutant Year Zero. I picked it up on Game Pass initially, and then about a week ago I picked it up for a PC. It's XCOM with mutant animals. Good
Yeah,
game.
looks it.
Age of Empires 2. I'm a sucker for a giant map in the Black Forest. 8 enemies. It'll probably last like 5 or 6 hours, but I love it. Tetris 99, which I should have stopped playing any other game. Crackdown 3, which, my god, they delayed this game to release that. It's just ridiculous.
I want to put a hold. I want to talk about Crackdown 3.
All right, what do you want to know about Crackdown besides it's Saints Row 2, but now?
Yeah. Did you play the original one?
I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the original.
Is this basically like a redux of that one?
It is basically a redo of that one.
That's what I've been hearing, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should add it to my list of games. And then apparently, if I'm correct, you can only get it off of like the Windows Store.
So I've been
On
told that
PC.
the multiplayer is fun. You can play it. Yes, you can only get it on PC through the Windows Store. So I'm playing it digitally through Game Pass, which is currently $2 for 2 months for the release of Crackdown.
Okay.
So I preloaded it on my computer, ready to. This is gonna be the first big test of my new computer to see how it runs. Loads up the splash screen, and then quits out. It did that
Amazing.
like 5 or 6 times. Right, it blew my mind graphically. It was a really good splash screen. So I was like, all right, Game Pass. I can load it up on the Xbox, install it on the Xbox, get into it, and like this. It looks like a game from 2004.
Oh, it looks really bad.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sure there's fun in the multiplayer, but I haven't suckered anybody else into playing it yet. I've spent maybe about 2 hours with it, and it's run here, jump here, shoot there. The gun auto locks on people, so you're not even really aiming. You're just kind of
That's one of
looking
the
around.
from what I've heard. That's one of the problems with the multiplayer too. Is that auto lock carries over to the multiplayer too, and it's like completely impossible to get away from somebody shooting you.
Right? Yeah. It's just for what we heard about this game 3-4 years ago, and it's been pushed back and delayed. And they're like, don't worry, we're working on it. And this is the turd they come out with. It's just completely ridiculous that this is the final product.
Yeah, I was interested in playing it if it was like on Steam, because it does look like it's crap, but it looked like a new release or a new edition of the first one, which I did play and did enjoy. So it was sort of one of those like nostalgia trips of, yeah, I'd like to try that again. And then I wasn't sure, but it seemed like the only place you could get it was the Windows Store, and I was like, well, I'll never play that, I guess.
I can't vouch for the PC version of it because it won't start up.
Yeah, I can't be bothered with yet another goddamn launcher.
Oh, I got complaints about that too. But so moving on with my list, Far Cry New Dawn, which was the first actual computer game I played on the new computer. I'm enjoying it so far. It's more of the same, but it just looks nice. It's fun to play, run around, shooting some people in the head. Oddly satisfying is you can down somebody, and they put a little icon over their head that they can be revived, and that's when you break out your baseball bat.
Yeah.
And you slowly walk over them. And I'm finding myself enjoying it a little too much, where I'm starting to question myself. But just like waiting till that last second that they can be picked up and just smacking them with a baseball bat.
Did you play 5?
Yes.
Okay, because that was in 5 too. The the injured enemies.
But it's fun watching them just crawl away and ask for help, and you're a piece of shit that's gonna end them.
This might be a dumb question, but are the weapons like legit weapons? Or are they like scrapped together?
They're all scrapped together, but the one that's the most fun just shoots saw blades. But again, it's like that Crackdown auto lock on where you just kind of have to shoot near them, and it's gonna bounce off and cut a bunch of people up.
Yeah.
There was one of those in Unreal Tournament that was really fun to play with.
For how much I enjoyed Fallout or Far Cry 5, I'm not excited about this one. And
No?
actually, since I got my new video card, I tried to play it again, and there's something wrong with the video settings because it looks fuzzy as shit, and I can't change it. And no matter what I tweak, it still looks bad, and I can't get over it. And I was like, well, I don't need to keep playing it because I already beat it. But it put me into that, like, do I want to attempt to get a game that runs basically it's the exact same engine? It's not updated or anything. So I'm like, am I gonna have to deal with trying to figure out settings, especially now that I have a NVIDIA card and they're like, you can use the game settings, but then there's also the NVIDIA overlay settings, which it'll force the game to do. So now I'm operating on 2 different platforms for my goddamn settings, and I'm like, this is stupid.
A lot to go through to play a game.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
It's crazy that you're the PC gamer. That's what PC gamers like. Get a console if you don't want to tinker.
Tinkering's fine, but when things are wrong and you just want to play a game, it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to my games that look like Super Nintendo games because there's no settings there. It's just it goes.
Sorry, Jeff. Continue.
Played some more pinball, obviously. This week, a guy on one of the forums I talked to gave me the Ghostbusters table.
Nice.
Which there's a little bit of, they released it questionably, and the company that released a paid version of it realized that they were using one of their DLL files to run the DMD, so they asked them politely to take it down. I've been spending since April trying to get a copy of this table, so I finally got that. Happy about that.
Good stuff.
It doesn't exist. I played some more Wargroove. I finally beat that stage from last podcast. And as a test for the next stage, I tried messing with the difficulty a little bit. So I turned the money you make up, and it completely breaks the game. There's a reason they have you play it on the settings, their default settings, is because it's an absolute cakewalk otherwise.
That's what I was worried about with that game. Like I want to play it on the settings that they present you, but I'm also stuck. So I'm just not playing it anymore.
I remember last week I recommended to you to change some of the difficulty settings. Don't. It breaks it. It's just, they still have the same number of enemies, but you can just spawn the heaviest, best units and just overwhelm them.
Mm-hmm.
Played some Rocksmith this week. I played some Rock Band this week. I played some Rainbow Six Siege. I finally installed Apex Legends and played it. I went with a throwback and bought the Might and Magic collection. And I played a little bit of Might and Magic 6, and it's exactly as I remember it from my childhood. I played a little Thronebreaker, the Pokemon trading card game, and Ding Dong XL. And that will close out my list for the week.
No, I have one question. Just how many hours of games do you think you played this week? Are we talking like you just turned the game on and you counted it as playing it this week?
No, I played through them. See, the great thing about my relationship is she wants her own downtime too. So we go to work, come home, make dinner, watch a TV show or two. She goes and gets her bath or shower, and then goes to bed at 9. So I'm on games from like 7:30, 8 o'clock till I decide to pass out on the couch or make my way up to the bed.
Good stuff. I'm jealous of you.
I can see it through the stream.
Just the in my eyes. Tetris 99.
Game of the year.
I think it might be.
Shut it down. We don't need the rest of 2019.
I don't know that anything's going to usurp this. It might be, to use your words from earlier, it might be the perfect game.
It's become my new, all right, I'm done after this game. And I'm like, what? 3rd place? No,
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'll play it again. And it's like 42nd. The latest run I've been on is like, I'll have like one line on my Tetris, and I'll like build it up, and I'll set it up for that perfect straight piece to fall in, and then I'll look over to the left, and that bar is like up to the top. Like I'm just getting targeted in this game. So I need to lay low for a couple rounds.
Well, what attacks do you use?
I usually go for people attacking me. I go for random if it's like 1 or 2 lines. Anything above 3 lines, I go to people attacking me.
Like, I think Sarah and I both default to knockouts, so we tend to accrue badges very quickly, which makes us targets, which I know is a bad thing. But I don't know, it seems to work out for us because we usually like finish top 10 most of the time. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just getting into that first or second spot that's
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah. It's like if you can make it past the first 2 minutes without dying, you can usually make it to the top 10. Like that's kind of how I feel the
See,
game is.
I play a variant that nobody else plays, where it's my first 3 pieces I drop straight down the middle and then try to fix it because I'm a fucking psycho like that.
So you do all like the T spins and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, if you're not doing a T spin, you're not gonna get first place.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Sarah got it without T spin. She doesn't even know what that means.
She's juicing. We need to go.
She's just the perfect Tetris playing bot, I guess.
Yep.
I only just learned what a T. I thought I was T spinning the entire time. Like, oh, I'm T spinning, and then I went into the stats and said 0 T spins. I'm like, what the hell have I been doing this whole time?
Yeah, I've got a
So I
whole bunch of
finally
like
learned what it
mini T spins or whatever, but not
Yeah.
an actual T spin.
See, I tried to get my girlfriend to play it, but she calls it cheater Tetris, and it's because you get to hold a piece. To her, the only true
Oh.
Tetris is NES or Game Boy, where you only play the pieces you're given. So I have not been able to get her to play any new Tetris. And it's something we both enjoy. It's a game we'll both play, but we will only play each other the Game Boy, original Game Boy version.
You bust out the link cable and
We take turns, and then we pace and make each other nervous about it. Like, oh, what are you up to, line 80? Or whatever.
You married a Puritan.
So they've announced, well, they haven't announced, some data miners found 3 potential new game modes in the game. We'll start at the bottom: marathon, 200 lines; combattle, which is just offline play, which seemed like obvious that was going to get put in here. The one I'm most intrigued with is team battle. You get put on a team of 2 and try to be on the winning side.
I
That sounds.
I think it's too easy.
You
Doesn't
think
that
that's?
defeat the purpose of the whole game?
What do you mean by that?
Like you're supposed to battle down to be the best. All you have to do is take out half the people, which you're probably not going to be targeted in, unless they make it so like every attack targets the entire team. Would that be too hard? I guess
I think that
that'd
might.
probably be way too hard.
Yeah, unless they dumb the tax down too much. So I'm thinking team battle, but not 2 teams, like squads, 4 teams. Like you're on a team of 4, would be really fun.
Squads would be good.
Yeah,
I just had a thought sitting here that they took an old classic and turned it into a battle royale game. They should try taking it and making it like a turn-based strategy game, or like, where everybody takes their turn and keeps running through the thing. But like it's like an Uno deck where there's a set order that the pieces come in, but you get whatever is available on your turn.
Yeah, they need to make it into a JRPG where like the block has a special story and like
The L shape has spiky blonde hair.
yeah.
Nobody likes the square.
It's like I got a level 30 line piece. What are you gonna do with your like level 6 T block?
Is it? That's
See,
good, man.
I want a like a 99 person last man standing. So it's just you're not fucking with other people's games. It's just
Oh,
you
you're just
play,
going.
Play as long as
you
possible.
can go. Yeah.
And whoever
Well, yeah,
wins
this-
gets the spaceship that takes off.
So we've naturally progressed into the question of this topic. What game modes do you want? So I want squads. You want no screwing around. Just play as long as you can.
hmm
I think. I mean that it's because of Nintendo's support, which I'm sure they paid for this.
Well, doesn't
They're
EA
gonna-
own the exclusive Tetris? Or am I thinking of Monopoly?
I think that's Monopoly. I'm pretty sure there's a company that owns the Tetris stuff. I don't know that
Tetris
anybody has
company.
exclusive publishing rights. The Vladimir Putin himself owns it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it probably just some like Russian oligarch that owns it?
There's a very fascinating was it video game
Gaming
historian?
yeah.
That did it on Tetris. Look it up on YouTube. It's really good. So, second part of this question: what game would you like seen given this newfound battle royale treatment? I have a couple of options if you guys haven't thought of anything.
I have 2 thoughts.
Okay, he thought of something.
Yes, I did. So Mario Kart has the battle mode. Do you think
Mhm.
you could smash 80 more people in there, make the map bigger, but then over time close off portions of the map where everyone has to come down to
Holy
the
shit!
center?
I want this. I want this now.
But like you get your 3 or 5 balloons, whatever. If you
Mhm.
lose those, you're out. Like you don't come back. So I don't know.
Sounds
That
perfect.
was kind of my thought for that.
What if you had one balloon and you had to find other balloons and pick up scattered around? The only hitch you're gonna run into is that it would run on a Nintendo server.
Yep. I had something in the same vein. My obvious choice is Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Twisted
that's
Metal
good.
in the same exact vein of what you just said. They H1Z1 did Auto Royale, which was a kind of a half-ass attempt to do this, and I wanted to play it, but again, I don't have any friends, so nobody wanted to get on with me. But that was one person drove and 3 people sat in the passenger seats and just blasted out the cars. I think like an Apex style where you pick a hero, pick a car, you can choose which car you want to be beforehand. Could be a really fun take on Twisted Metal.
Now, I'll tell you why Twisted Metal wouldn't work, and it would probably work with something like Vigilante 8 instead. Is that Sony owns Twisted Metal.
Yeah, they're not gonna put. Yeah,
So you're gonna have the big everybody's got to play it, but you got to do it in our PlayStation ecosystem.
there's enough people over there to do it though.
There's
So
enough
wait,
people
we'll do
to do it,
Vigilante
but
8. We'll say Vigilante 8 or like Blast Corps Battle Royale.
plus
Blast
Vigilante 8,
Corps.
there's no. It's the car as the character, so you could customize the cars with your loot
Mhm.
boxes and your pickups. There won't be 32 sweet tooths running around.
What
Anybody got
about
anything before I get into my more off the wall topic?
Katamari?
Katamari.
Could you make Katamari a battle royale game?
You just have an
Collect as much as you
actual
can until you become the biggest.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's
an
it's
actual
literally
world.
the entire Earth.
Just-
Yeah, you have
yeah.
99 people in there. You guys, soak up as many buildings and trees and cars and whatever, and then the map gets smaller and smaller. If you're outside of that radius, I guess you just explode. I don't know. I haven't really thought this through. If you're
Think it on the
too
fly.
if you're too small, maybe when the radius comes in, you die. I mean, I don't know. Because the whole point of
what if
Katamari
you're
is
small? If you're too small, you can get rolled over by the bigger people.
well, yeah, that's how the game works.
Okay.
Well,
I've
I
never
mean,
played multiplayer Katamari
well,
before,
no.
so
I mean, I've never played multiplayer Katamari, but I mean that's how the game works in general.
yeah.
So
But
whenever you die and get swallowed up by a bigger character, that's your spectator camera is where your character is on the
it's
roll.
you just
So you
keep
can
spinning
constantly
the
spin.
sun
Yep.
and over and over again. That would be horrible. I would not watch that.
Get at us, Sony. We got this.
I
But
think
yeah.
it would be sweet to see Overwatch in the theme of how Apex does it with a team of 3. Because they already have that framework where you got to pick like a 3-man squad. So I'd like to see a no holds bar version of that, like early Overwatch, where there was no block out for like that character's already picked. You can't do that. Early Overwatch was like you'd walk in and there'd be what is the team size, 5 or 6? So you'd have like 5 or 6 like the Reinhardt tanks with their shields, or
does Activision Blizzard have the staff left to pull something off like that?
probably
I
not.
think they've
No.
laid everybody off.
But I think that would be cool to see something with like good name recognition. It'd probably be a little half-assed, but then again, almost all of these were when they started. And I'll get into that when we start talking about Apex, because there's a lot of interesting things that are sort of happening with it, and the ramifications of what it could mean.
You could do a
Definitely.
Resident Evil Royale where everybody starts off as a police officer and there's one zombie that's got to infect everybody.
And everyone has 2 bullets that they never get any more ammo throughout the game.
Wasn't there a version of that?
There's a game
not
like
yeah.
that, and I cannot
Yeah.
remember the name of it.
Halo had a mode like that. Infection. Halo 3.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
don't-
you were on one person was you could infect other people and you just try to take over the other team.
Yeah, I played old school CS maps like that, the custom mods. There's one
Mhm.
where one dude is like a zombie with like 5,000 health, and either everybody bands together to take him out, or as soon as he hits somebody, they turn into a zombie. And so you'd have like maps where there's 20 people, and they'd try to figure out a way to like jerry rig shit in front of a door so it couldn't be opened and they could shoot out, but like it would slowly start to creak open as as the guy pushed on it. And as soon as they touched one person in the room, that person just immediately touched everybody else and it was over. But that was pretty sweet for being like 10 years ago.
Well, the chat just asked for it. I've been thinking about this long and hard because this channel is predominantly Pokemon.
Yep.
Pokemon Battle Royale would totally work.
How? What do you mean?
I'm gonna paint you a picture.
Yes, please.
I want to
So,
paint a better
Ross,
picture
here.
when you're done. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Let's hear
I've
it.
seen them
100
as animated.
100-player Battle Royale standard thing. Map, Kanto
150.
Kanto region. Just no loading zones, obviously. Just a top down Kanto region, modified a little bit. I actually got to pull my notes out because I wrote notes about this. So everyone drops in with one starter Pokemon. You know, I guess just the standard starters. Maybe you can throw Pikachu and Eevee in there. All right. Has the Let's Go catch mechanics. So there are Pokemon just walking around. You have to throw Pokeballs at them to catch them. You can find Pokeballs in, loot crates or, boxes around the world. All right. So you can catch up to 6 Pokemon, but you're only fighting with 2 per team. So you can encounter players the same way you encounter Pokemon across the map. Once you get your Pokemon knocked out, you're out. But if you win, your Pokemon level up. So you can't just hide the entire time, because if you end up in the final circle and you haven't battled anybody the entire time, your Pokemon are under leveled and you're shit out of luck. Same smalling, making the circle smaller mechanic. I think it's perfect.
I have an improvement on yours, but I'm curious
No,
to hear
please.
his.
Yeah, I think that's too boring and slow. I think you do the thing where you have the 100 players on like a standard battle royale type set, except you are the Pokemon. So you get to pick one, and then instead of like guns and whatever laying around, it's various HMs and TMs, because you only have so many uses of whatever your dumbass abilities are.
HMs don't exist anymore.
That was the.
I know you don't know
was
that because
the,
you haven't played a game, but
Yeah, but
That'd
you
be one of
can-
the
look,
items
it's
you can
still
pick up.
canon.
Is,
You can bring them back.
All right,
That-
you ready?
that would-
You ready for me to marry both of your ideas together?
Go for it.
Original Pokédex. You got 150 players dropping into the entire map. Everybody is randomly assigned a Pokemon, and you start at level 1. You have to fight computer Pokemon as you get into the zone where you meet real player Pokemon, and your goal is to level up as fast as you can to become the king of the hill.
So just one Pokemon per player.
And it's randomly assigned. So some asshole's getting Weedle, and somebody's getting some Blastoise in there.
I still want to see like a fast paced, first or third person Pokemon shooter where you're just
Yeah.
running around as like a Bulbasaur, and you could do like a Vine Whip if you can get in melee range, or you're just praying you don't run out of the Razor Leafs if you're far enough away.
You could make it like Gun Game, where you all start off as like a level 1 Pokemon, basic, and just work your way through the Pokédex, and whoever finishes first wins.
Yeah, I wonder how it would be, because it's like if you had the full roster and you just got to pick any Pokemon, then somebody's gonna just troll and be like a Magikarp and just like sit there and not even be able to move.
I would
Just-
imagine you would rank them in order of strength, and you
That
start
is-
off with the weakest.
This is why like I like everyone's ideas, but the catch mechanics I think are key. Where you can that's the thing that's keeping you exploring, trying to find the new Pokemon to catch. So if you have a
Fine,
shitty one,
I
you're
think-
not screwed.
I think you bought a Pokeball controller, and you're looking for somewhere else to use it.
I think that whatever it is, it has to be fast. If we're actually thinking about a legitimate game, it does need.
Oh yeah.
It needs to fit within a timeline of what do they aim for, like 40 to 60 minutes roughly max, because you want to be able to get people that can like play a game before work or something like that. So that 20 to 60 minute range is
Yeah, no.
kind of key.
That's
So
why
if
I took it down to 2 Pokemon per team instead of a full team. Because
Yeah.
I mean that would take forever.
I mean, granted, you could speed up a lot of the stuff, but I'm thinking about just if I had like a Game Boy in front of me and I was trying to play Pokemon battles, every second that I'm sitting there, it's like something uses something. Oh, it's super effective. And I'm like watching the health bars go down at the end. It's like, you gained X many experience. This is evolving. I'm like, there's 100 other people. Hurry the fuck up. Like, I
Well, I
gotta
mean,
go.
it's not. I mean, Nintendo would totally f it up, and the pacing would be all off. But you wouldn't need to have any of that.
Yeah.
Like it could just be the button gets pushed. It could be like speed chess, where you have a very small window. You have to pick your move pretty quickly.
I still want to be the Pokemon and actually like
Play Pokken Tournament.
They should
Never
combine
quite
it.
He wants to
They
be
should
a
combine it
Pokemon in a
with
game that's good.
VR. You should have to put on the VR headset. You're walking around as the Charmander. You swing your arms. You're doing the scratch moves and whatnot. I think it could work.
Yeah,
think
like
it could work.
every move has an associated like move you have to do. So if you're gonna use the Vine Whip, you have to like flail like an idiot. If you want to use the Razor Leaf, you have to like throw like you're
Spin
throwing
around.
a card in a hat.
Throw a
as
ripped up piece of paper in the air.
You have
as
to
a
like
Beat
shake
Saber player,
violently before you use
you only look like an idiot to people around you. Inside, you're a fucking ninja.
So Urzi in the chat says character selection the same way as Apex, just with an unevolved Pokemon where you gain a certain amount of XP per player you defeat, and then you evolve throughout that too. That could work as well. I was thinking like with my original idea, you dumb down the evolutions and the amount of XP gained, where it's just you win and then you just get a point, and then once you get to a certain amount of points, you evolve, and you cap out pretty low. Like you can only maybe get 3 points or 4 points of
Where's
different
Reggie
levels.
at? Get Reggie on the phone. We got some ideas.
And then you don't heal back up after fights, so you have to find potions and whatnot to get to just keep going. So there's incentive to battle, but there's also incentive to hide, and I don't know.
There's a Pokemon Center at the center of the map.
Only one Pokemon Center.
Only one Pokemon
And people have to
Center.
people fight around
You
it.
can
But I
guard
do
the front
the
door.
pacing. The pacing is the problem. If you get sucked into a battle and you're in that for even let's say 45 seconds, that might be too long.
and those people have to disappear too.
Yeah, they have
Like,
to go to like a
be
separate
inactive,
instance.
Because if I walked up and I saw two people like bump into each other and disappear into battle, I would just sit there and wait for the weekend.
I thought of
and
this.
then
I thought of
jump.
this.
That's how you do real-time
That's how
battle.
battle royales work.
Yeah.
You pick off
Yeah,
whoever's weakest. I mean, that's how it works. I don't think you should instance yourself.
You think that you should be able to just die? Actually, it might not be a bad mechanic where you can choose to. Do they have like 3-way battles
For
in?
Pokemon?
Yeah,
Oh, I have no
Not for
idea.
kids.
I have no idea.
where you can just join the battle.
I don't know.
They have 2-on-2 battles.
I know they have 2-on-2, which
Yeah.
that's coming in the first patch. They're going to add the 2-on-2 battles next. We're going to start solo only, and then we're going to add squads later.
You basically got to be from the perspective of the Pokemon you are, and you have triggers or your 2 attacks. You got to limit it on your attacks, or you can evolve and get rid of other attacks. But you should be able to run up behind somebody and Vine Whip them to death while they're trying to teabag a Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I mean that's how battle royale games work, so I don't see any problem with that. I actually really like the gun game idea, where like if you kill someone, you just evolve to a different Pokemon automatically. Like just playing Counter Strike, you get 10 kills with the pistol, you get the next pistol. I actually really like that idea.
Yeah, PayPal, sure. Nintendo, shoot me an email. I'll give you my PayPal. We'll work something out. We'll make this happen.
We can snap, and your dreams will come true.
I was gonna say, what if like one of the 8 people who watch this podcast is like Reggie, and he's just sitting in his boxers eating spaghetti, and he's like, "Holy shit, that's a great idea."
I mean, it is like 8 in the morning in Japan. so
Braid's
he
uncle probably works at
is
Nintendo.
Like apparently, all you have to do nowadays is walk into the boardroom and be like, "You know what's hot right now? Battle royales," and everybody just goes, "Let's give you all the money, all of the money."
You'd have to dumb down the type advantages, because if you
I think type
things were so
advantages would make it
still pretty
interesting.
I mean, a
Well,
little
that's-
bit. It can't
You
be
wanna
like
the very best, like no one ever was, or some bitch ass Starmie.
Yeah, see, that's what makes my idea great,
Starmie.
because if you are the Pokemon,
Yeah,
then
that's what he
not
did.
you're trying to figure out which one you're going to be and which one you're going to run into, because the meta will just keep evolving, and depending on how hardcore you want to be, you could also be like, certain TMs don't work for you. You can't have them. So you walk into a building and you got like hyper beam, but you're sitting there as like a man chop, and you're like, shit, that doesn't do me any good.
Please excuse Steve. He does not play Pokemon.
Uh,
Manchop
I'm
is
It's
not a
like talking to your
Pokemon.
grandparent about Pokemon.
What
Your Pokechus.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the hybrid ones from a meme, because there's there's a generator that like will slam two of them together, and they memed a whole bunch of them, and one was a choking and whatever the chop thing is, and it made a man choke, and, and they had a cartoon where it would like just choke out other Pokemon and be like, sleep now, sleep, and like that was its ability, and that kind of got stuck in my head.
Anything like your Fortnite meme you posted?
Oh yeah, I like that. That was good because
Legit laughed out loud. And
Did you
sent
turn
that
on
to my
my
brother.
audio?
Yeah, I sent it to my
Yeah.
brothers, and they were like, "What the fuck did you send me?"
Oh, I like the end because it has all those games I
Mhm.
posted before talking about it. I was like, if this is the new evolution, that shit's pretty much it. That's how we move on to new games.
I mean,
Well,
Welcome to
speaking of-
the off chat podcast where we talk about things you guys don't know about.
I think this is a pretty solid idea, a Pokemon Battle Royale game. We could tweak it and, optimize it, but I think it's a good idea.
I
We
don't
could
think it's a-
we can make knockoff Pokemon and kind of make our own game.
You should just go find the
Well,
guys.
you
who
can probably
did
pick up the
that
Digimon
Pokemon
license
Uranium.
pretty easy.
Yeah, we'll
The
throw
Poke-
them like $5 and we'll mention Digimon every week. That's probably good enough.
And
So-
find the guys who did like the Pokemon Uranium ROM hack that Nintendo cease and desist, where they made like 60 of their own Pokemon,
Yeah.
and get them to do it.
I mean, how long has it been that we've played MMOs? And as soon as we played one of them, we're like, why isn't there a Pokemon MMO? Just an open world version. And people would just buy that shit up, but for some reason they won't do it. Or they,
Because Nintendo hates us.
yeah. I mean, that's the
Nintendo
closest-
doesn't want children talking to adults, so that's why they don't do any MMOs.
Clay
Also,
says,
Soulja
pitch it
Boy
to
would
Soldier
make it.
Boy. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the closest we ever got to that, and I was surprised they did it, was WoW, because I went back a couple years later and they did that thing where the pets work like Pokemon that you
Mhm.
can capture, and then you like fight other pets, and they actually had a weird like gym structure where you could go to other places and try to be the very best. And I was like, that's actually a really cool idea. Why didn't Pokemon pick that up? They could eliminate all of WoW and just have that, and it would be great.
Soldier Boy's entire in with Nintendo is saying Nintendo ain't gonna do shit.
Oh no, their lawyers are in touch with Nintendo. That's the game we have. We just got to get in with Soldier Boy and be like, hey, before you get sued again, can you just like get us a meeting real quick?
Again,
Is
we
he
could probably
not-
just toss him $5 and he would be okay with it.
Is he not famous enough by now that we could probably hang out with us? Like if we approached him and be like, "You want to be on a podcast, dude? It's about video games. You like video games." We could probably get him.
Be like, can I sell
Somebody-
Chinese knockoff consoles in your podcast?
Somebody contact. You get in touch with us, Soldier Boy. We'd like to talk.
I'll do a Soldier Boy console ad. Be like, do you want to spend too much on a piece of shit product?
So
Don't
Chad
look on
said-
Amazon.
Whatever you do, don't look on Amazon. AliExpress doesn't exist. Why am I saying these out loud?
So Chad said that,
SoldierBoy.com.
Pokemon MMO would be Pokemon Go, and Pixelmon is open world. I don't know if that's a typo or if I've never heard of Pixelmon. So Pokemon Go, yeah, it's open world in the legitimate sense that it encompasses the entire world, but that's not, at least in my mind, a legitimate Pokemon game. Unless I've been out of it for a long time, but like the Pokemon battles that you do are like bastardized versions that weren't really fun back then and required all sorts of weird timing. It wasn't real Pokemon. It was just a different game with Pokemon in it.
I haven't. I mean, I think I attacked one gym the entire time I was playing Pokemon Go. So I don't know that I battled more than once or twice.
I would agree with it. It's not a real version of Pokemon, but that's why there's man chops running around in Pokemon Go, because it's not a real Pokemon game.
I'm telling you,
Kyle-
Manchop is going to be the starter for the next gen of Pokemon. It's just going to
Well-
be
Watch out.
his head, but he only plays PC games. A special move.
I gotta find that. if that was even one of the things.
Since
Yeah,
we're on the
fever
topic, since
dream
we're on the
manager.
topic of battle royales, Jeff, I know you played a little bit of Apex. I played some Apex. What do you think?
If you want to call it played, yeah, I'm not good.
No, either am
So
I.
for me, it's kind of like Pilot Wing Simulator, where I pick a spot I want to jetpack to, and then get my ass immediately stomped. I got
You
2
just like
kills.
run away from your team immediately, and
So here, I played with my brother-in-law and my brother. So for whatever reason, I was always picked to coordinate the launch, and I was like, "All right, stop your fighting, we're going there." Now, like, I would land us like right in the doorway of a building, perfect every time, and then immediately they would run opposite directions of where I was at. This is a team game, stay together. So while we're the next round after we get shot immediately, all right, we're gonna stick together. Just stay in this small area, loot the houses. I picked a place that had a bunch of buildings, and immediately I look around, and then I look this way, and I see the notification that my brother's down. And he's like 6 game miles away. And we're like, how the fuck did you get over there already? So I have not had success at it yet, but I can see its promise. I don't think it's as pick up and play as Fortnite is, though.
I can
Which
see
might
that a
hurt
little
it
bit.
long term.
I can see that a little bit. There's definitely, I mean, it took a lot of Titanfall 2's just feel and play style and button bindings and whatnot. And Fortnite, I mean, it had a pretty complex building system, but you could pretty much just ignore that if you wanted to, and then it was a very easy shooter.
It is nice that when I shoot somebody, they don't turn into a high rise.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what ruined Fortnite for me. Was like, if you shot somebody and didn't immediately kill them, they just turned into a fort, and I was like, fuck it.
At night.
So I built my computer to play PUBG because everyone was talking about how awesome it was, and this was back before it was on consoles. I thought it was okay. I thought Fortnite was pretty okay too. I think Apex is definitely the best one of these, but do you think that this is going to be is it the Fortnite killer? Are people just going to go back once the shine wears off, or
So
what do we got?
We got one of 2 options, where it's the Fortnite killer, and what does that say for the Epic Game Store that's pretty much built around Fortnite being a thing long term?
Mm-hmm.
Or people go, yeah, it was fun, but there's going to be another one in 2 weeks, and there's going to be another one next month, and we'll gravitate to that, but nothing's really caught on as much as Fortnite has.
I don't think it's up to the player base per se. I think it's up to the streamers, because people are gonna play whatever the streamers are playing. So
that's a 2-edged sword there, because the people are going to watch what they want to watch. Like if the streamer that they want to watch isn't playing the game they want to watch, sometimes that doesn't work out.
Well, I mean, if you got like Shroud and Ninja playing Apex, Fortnite could very well, take a back seat to that.
I mean, definitely. And I know, Shroud and Ninja both have been on the record saying that they're just so happy that there's another game for them to play, because they're so tired of just playing Fortnite over and over and over again. And this one's actually really fun.
They should try streaming Pokemon if they want to get repetitive.
That's where the real viewers are at. All the smart people are watching Pokemon.
All the high IQ players are right here on this stream.
I do have some, since speaking of Twitch, I do have some Twitch numbers I pulled. And these are February views, obviously, because Apex wasn't out before that. But Apex had an average viewer of 250,000, and Fortnite was down at 120,000, down from 170,000 from the month before. I think the more telling number is Apex almost having I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. Having 30,000 hours viewed over top of Fortnite, and Fortnite taking a enormous dump from 54,000 or from 126,000 down to 54,000 views in the time that Apex came out. That was a lot of numbers and didn't make any sense. But basically, what I'm saying is Apex people like, and Fortnite people stop watching for Apex.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People are going to play whatever the streamers are playing. So, I mean, that's exactly what you're seeing in terms of, the Twitch views.
I'm wondering how much of it is that you've seen everything Fortnite has to offer for the most part. So something new came along, people are checking it out, and once they run through the paces with this, will they go back to what they know?
It's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? I mean, games die out on Twitch the next day. So,
Yeah.
like, if a new game comes out, all the big players play it, but then it's dead tomorrow. That's just kind of how Twitch works.
Yeah, well, there's like a self-feeding gravitational pull because once you get enough people piled into a game, especially the major streamers, then that's where everybody starts watching. That's where the revenue is. So everybody else is also getting sucked into it because if you're a streamer that was Fortnite, now everybody's going over there and you're like, well, I kind of need to as well. So
Mhm.
it just starts sucking and then you get more and more people and it just keeps pulling them in. Now, I have only played 3-4 matches of Fortnite and I've never played Apex Legends, but I can see
Resident
there's
expert.
I can see that there's a lot of bonuses to Apex that Fortnite just didn't have. For one, I think when Fortnite came out, it was still like every other arena game where they always start it in like a alpha beta form and then they just kind of keep tweaking and adding stuff as they go along, where Apex was like, here is a done game, go. And there's plenty of room to update and add stuff, but it's seems like it's more refined and polished right off the bat.
Hmm.
Oh, definitely.
I
I
think
can't believe they were able to do this without even a public beta for a couple of days just to server load. Like it was
Yeah.
everything went so smooth.
And I feel like there's more interesting complexity to Apex than there is to Fortnite, because Fortnite is there's no difference between anybody and you get what you find and you kill each other, whereas Apex is you are immediately part of a team. What you find sort of defines your character, but you also have abilities that you can work off of too. So uh, just on Kotaku, like earlier today, they put out a PSA that was like, don't forget that there's a legendary shield that can auto revive you, because there's so many people that will like down a team, start walking away, and then the one guy pops back up, revives everybody, and then just slaughters the team that just wiped you. And they're like, that doesn't happen in Fortnite because everybody's by themselves. And it's also kind of in a way less fun to play that because as soon as you're dead, you're gone. That's it. There's no revives. There's nothing. If you're dead, you're gone.
Yeah,
Whereas,
you're just watching your team. Even if you're playing teams, there's nothing you can do about it.
yeah, in Apex, as long as you got somebody alive, you've got a chance, and it adds a little bit more tension, a little bit more interest to it that just isn't there with Fortnite. But I really think what it comes down to is overall how much the community sticks to it, the streamers as well, but also the response from Fortnite, because they're going to have a window of opportunity here to mess with their own game and try to rip some people back, or basically it'll turn into like an arms race of features because
Well, I
there
mean,
are
they're definitely getting desperate. I think they offered a free battle pass for the next season of Fortnite.
yeah,
What
because
does that entail?
It's their progression
Is it
system.
skins and stuff?
Every couple
Skins
of months
and
they reset everything pretty much, and then you have a progression to unlock certain stuff. That's the way they monetize the game.
but it also comes at a very precarious point in time for Epic, because the only thing they had going for them in their game store was a ready-made huge population for their main game. And if that population dwindles, even though there's a incentive for people to put stuff on the Epic store because they get more money, if there's nobody there to buy it, there's no point. So
Oh, definitely. It's
yeah,
not. This isn't good for. I don't think anybody out of the gate would have predicted the one thing that Fortnite had going for it. It was the most polished free to play game,
mhm.
and what I think is going to be the big ripple in the industry is that this is a AAA published, polished, very good game that's also free. And I don't know what the next battle royale is going to look like, but I don't think that you can release a paid battle royale and hope to get these kind of numbers.
And this might just be a personal preference thing, but and correct me if I'm wrong, but Fortnite is a third person shooter, right?
Correct.
And Apex is a first.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
3 times worse. Or better, depending on how you look at it.
depending on if we're playing golf.
I mean,
From a monetization point of view, being third person is way better, and that's
because you
one
can
of the
see the
main reasons.
skins. Yeah,
You can see the skins that you get.
yeah.
yeah,
So it'll
there's
be interesting to see if they can actually fund this game. Are people actually going to spend the money? It's not like you're watching your streamer, your favorite streamer has a crazy skin, and you want that skin because you just want, you want to look like him. You can't see what he looks like. So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll
But
see.
I think the action becomes more interesting when you're doing a first over third, because in the other potential stream that I was or was not watching, competitor to us, um, they were showing game clips over top of what people were talking about, and this guy just laid waste to the other team with a handgun. He shot like 12 people in the span of 10 seconds, and that is amazing to watch when you're doing first person, because you're seeing these amazing reactions to things that you can't even perceive. Like, he saw a pixel out of the corner of his eye at the edge of his screen, whipped around and shot that dude in the head, whereas like you didn't even recognize that that was something. Whereas when it's kind of third person and you have this broad overview, the action's intense, but it's not quite the same as being in a first person view.
I do have one more thing to add, and that's that the robot from Apex Legends has tiny little adorable feet, and we make fun of them mercilessly. And whoever in our party picks the robot, we go, "Oh, look at your tiny little baby feet." So it's got Fortnite beat on that
If
number of tiny baby feet.
if I still had the time to play games just regularly, I would actually play Apex. Like, I would play it with randoms or whoever was available. Whereas Fortnite never cared enough beyond when you guys asked to play the one time. And I mean, there
That's
was
the
nothing.
only time we played it.
Yeah, but I have no draw to it other than that. I would never play that
It's called
by
Fortnite,
myself.
not Fort Week.
Yeah, but Apex looks like something I could have fun with, because it's also in that weird way a co-op game, and
Yeah.
I love co-op games. That's my preferred way to play anything, even if it is kind of a random person.
I've talked about this a couple times, but the ping system, as a person that doesn't like to talk to random people on the internet, even though right now I'm talking with random people on the internet,
Yep.
I don't really like to have team chat on unless I know the people. So the ping system is a godsend. Like, you don't feel like you're hurting the team by not being on comms, because everything that you want to say, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And there's automatic
too.
responses.
Yeah,
If you start taking fire, it'll say, "I'm taking fire over here." If you see somebody off in the distance and they ran away, but you still want to ping the area they were in, it'll say somebody was over here. They're not here anymore, but they're, it's very intuitive and great, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pros to it. I am kind of nervous, yet at the same time happy that they could steal the title from Fortnite and basically crush the Epic Store by
You've been against the
leaving out
Epic
people.
Store since day one, Steve.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, but I still think it's necessary.
Never give it a chance, Steve.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
In 3 years, when you're ready to buy a new game on the Epic Store, you'll let us know what you think about the Epic Game Store.
I still think Steam needed a legitimate competitor, because Steam is too big for its own good. It's a monolith that really needs to change some things. Kind of like YouTube. Like, right now, YouTube just got hit with a bunch of problematic issues, like banning Pokemon videos for I don't remember the
Shit,
reason.
what happened? I gotta check the videos.
Yeah, well,
What happened?
They also now recently found out that
That's our best content.
there's like a softcore pedophile ring that's been going around, and that was
a weird Philip DeFranco video.
Yeah, well, Fortnite just pulled the ads along with like McDonald's and a bunch of other things. They started pulling ads for various streamers and whatnot, and a lot of this stuff should have been able to be caught by real people, but everything's based on the almighty algorithm. And so people find a loophole, exploit it, and nobody ever catches it. Or when they do, they're just like, we're too big to care. And Steam has always been the same way, where they have these really toxic environments and they never do anything with it, because Steam's support has always just been garbage. And it would be great to have a competitor to come along and start making waves to the point where they're like, okay, we need to start shoring up some of this stuff and getting on board. Like YouTube doesn't have a competitor. There's nobody out there that's really gonna fight with them. And even
because
though,
Google has all your information,
yeah,
who's going to
and
go up against that?
I don't like the Epic Store. It does suck that if they were to actually come to a good enough power, that they'd start doing this exclusive shit, which is not consumer friendly, but it is friendly in another way that they now start competing with features, and the features get better. So yeah, part of me is like, I hope the Epic Store now crashes and burns, and the other part of me is like, shit, now what's gonna happen? Is EA gonna start having like a big
Discord is going to swoop in and save the day. The Discord has an exclusive with Killer Queen Black, so once that game comes out and nobody plays any other games except Killer Queen Black, they'll take
Tetris
over.
99 killer.
Well, so many people use Discord and stream with it like we do that it would be interesting to, like, every 10 minutes, all of a sudden there's just an overlay chat that's like, by the way, everybody should play Killer Queen Black. It just forces it into people's streams.
The thing is, they just need to not have me update every single game that I have in the Discord store every time I open Discord. Sometimes I just want to open Discord and not play the games that are in there. So once they fix that, I'll be really happy. I played a lot of Minion Masters. You play Minion Masters at all? It was a Discord exclusive game. It was fun.
Well,
I liked it.
yeah, no shit, I wouldn't have played it.
Well, no shit. Yeah. Come on, Steve. I think it was just a timed exclusive. Well,
Cool.
9 o'clock.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was.
We actually made it through a whole podcast here, and only had to skip.
Everybody contributed.
We had to skip some topics, and everybody was talking.
Yeah, it's weird. We should end it while we're ahead.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw and want to check out some of our back videos, we're over on YouTube. Just search Game Night Now. And we're also available on every podcast service that I can figure out. We're still up under Random Encounters. We're still looking for a name. So if you have any suggestions,
Man Shop is the name of our
drop it in the chat. We have 2 new contenders. We have Man Shop and
Conga Line of Assholes.
Conga Line of Assholes.
Conga Line of Man Chop.
So for Steve, Mex, Jeff, I'm Dan. Thanks for watching.